I think start building your network. Like, not only educating yourself, but don't get paralyzed by the education piece, but know enough, but start surrounding yourself with people who are doing what you want to do. And if you can find the people who are doing what you want to do at a high level and,
right.
and you can get under them, that will move you ahead light years.
What else are you getting into? Or just more of like growing the lending business, or do you have any other endeavors like within real estate or finance or anything like that that you're looking forward to in the future?
I mean, obviously, like, personal finance is huge to me. Like, and I think that's something that, I try to work with my family and teach my kids personal finance and just help them understand how money works and how it flows and, velocity of money and just moving money. And so I'm focused on those sort of things, but in the real estate world, I'm focused on lending right now. It's really like, I don't want to, sometimes people will say, oh, you should be doing DSCR, you should be doing that. I just want to focus on my niche, and I just want to be the best at it I can be. And I want to keep my borrowers happy and just do the best I can for them as well.
Yeah, that's awesome. It says a lot about someone who can just stay focused on what they're doing. I mean, especially you with your network and your knowledge and your experiences, you could be doing a lot of different things. I used to joke when we would go to Dealmaker, you would get a speaker that would do Airbnb arbitrage. You get a speaker who did short term. You do a speaker who did, long-term rentals, midterm, traveling nurses, all these different, flips, and I could go on and on and on, right? Commercial side of things and residence. So by the end of the 3-day conference, you're like, okay, I'm going to start 7 different businesses. And it's very hard to stay focused. So for you to be able to say, like, you have these experiences and you're surrounded by people that are doing all these different things, but for you to say, I'm the private money or hard money guy, and that's what I'm going to do, and that's what I'm going to focus on is pretty awesome.
I think, in the real estate investing world, the shiny objects are everywhere, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you can start chasing a squirrel that way and this way, and I did that a little bit. I did the buy and hold, I did the BRRRRs, I did syndications, I did, so I experienced some of that, but I think everybody's got like an investor DNA and they know what they do best, and I just feel that lending is where I belong.
Right. In business and in real estate, what principles do you believe consistently lead to success? What do you see in the people in your network that are successful? What common traits do they have that you can identify?
They take action, number one. They know how to recognize a good deal when it's a good deal, and they move on it as fast as they can. Some of the values and traits, I would say, like honesty, integrity, communication. Communication's huge, especially for me as a lender. I want my borrowers communicating to me when there's a problem. I want it, bad news does not age well. So right. The sooner I know there's a problem, the sooner I can help fix that problem. When I have borrowers that I can't reach on the phone or their voicemail's full, lenders are going to start, going down the worst case scenario in their mind, right? So communication is huge. And I think, for my borrowers, that's one of the biggest assets they can have, is just being as transparent as quickly as possible and just communicating as often as possible.
If you were to give advice for someone who wanted to follow in your footsteps within lending and real estate, what's the first action to take for someone to get involved in these sorts of things?
I think start building your network. Not only educating yourself, but don't get paralyzed by the education piece, but know enough, but start surrounding yourself with people who are doing what you want to do. And if you can find the people who are doing what you want to do at a high level and you can get under them, that will move you ahead light years.